Nanga Buffel Grass na paloro. Charpang ngana borang Australia la. Panya iri dinga jo yang lain. Ka charpang puri bla wiru juta ngana ba wiano. Panti wiru juta. Mono balang Buffel Grass nango ana juta bro belonda.
Was beautiful before.
Yes.
And now it's changed. And we are really sad.
Until you see it with your own eyes, there's no pictures or video that can really convey the scale of the issue up there. It's in some cases largely a monoculture of buffel grass near on as far as the eye can see.
Buffel grass was introduced in about the 1980s to suppress dust around the communities, and it's done that pretty well. But since then, it's spread out from communities, and it outcompetes the native grasses.
We don't see real one, long time we were good grass, now it's only one grass.
It's not even a grass, it's just an evil weed. Because it ruins the ecosystem, it ruins so little young foods that are grown there, like is on the decline. We don't realise that. And all the pretty flowers that we have, where buffel is growing in lots of places, we don't have that anymore.
What happens is when buffel grass burns, the tops get burnt off, but it's got a really big root mass underneath. And once the top gets burnt off, it's got those roots to come back quickly, and it comes back really quickly. As opposed to the native grasses that have to come back from seed and might take a couple of years to come back, the buffel grass can come back within weeks of being burnt.
We try to kill them with the fire, they still come out.
Oh.
It's really strong grass, that one.
Buffel loves warrow. It loves the fire. It goes, oh what, this is my friend and I'm just gonna go.
It actually burns plants and kills plants that under natural fire regimes and conditions would actually survive. They'd get a bit burnt, but they'd still come back after the fires. Obviously, if you're losing native plants from the system, there's a flow-on effect to the animals as well. So it's been observed, particularly in the APY, significant reductions in birds, lizards, and a variety of other native species.
It's hard to go hunting now. It's not like it used to be.
And we are losing some cougar meat for anang. Some disappearing. I don't know where they go.
The other big component in terms of fire is the risk to communities, remote and outback communities. Obviously, if you've got increased fuel loads, increased frequency of fire, then there's potential for increased impacts on humans.
That's why we're making chemicals to poison them in every side.
Herbicides are largely the best control option in terms of efficiency. There's also, hand pulling in certain situations where there may be, rare or threatened species that you certainly don't want any off-target damage to. And another big component of buffel grass management is hygiene, particularly in regard to vehicles. So, making sure that where possible you avoid driving through any areas infested with buffel grass, because obviously you will ultimately pick up seed and then transport that out potentially into uninfested areas. So, yeah, one of the big challenges in terms of management APYs is not only the scale, but obviously funding and manpower ultimately. So yeah, it's important, I think, for the communities to have ownership over the issue, But obviously they need support in terms of financial support for purchase of herbicides and equipment, those sorts of things, but also training. It's a good opportunity for APY communities to be trained up and develop some skills that they can clearly see has a benefit back on country.
Because Buffel Grass is called like army. Because we want the money for all the young people to train. We want to come together training we want to train one people together and how do we fix the army? We got to fight like army too and kill the Buffel Grass.